Hello, scholars. So today you are doing your science lesson 3. Okay, so just a reminder that we're working towards this target. You have all the way to lesson 15 to meet this target, so don't worry if you don't feel like you're there yet. We are learning to use fossils to figure out what the environment used to be like when those fossils were alive. So you want to be able to say by the end of lesson 15 that I can use fossils to figure out what the environment was like when those fossils were living animals. Okay, so yesterday we had some vocab that helped us think about first what fossils are, and then also the focus on the environment that animals and fossils live in. So, well, fossils when they were animals. So you focused on habitats and fossils for yesterday's vocabulary. Today we'll have a new word, and we're going to continue to explore. All right? So we're still thinking about what fossils tell us about what environments used to be like. So, like yesterday, we talked about how we know that whales used to live in the desert because of fossils. So let's see what else we have for today.
Hi, it's Doug. This is where I grew up, the state of Illinois, USA. It's located smack dab in the middle of the United States. And it's all grassland. No mountains, no ocean, just grass and cornfields as far as the eye can see. This is what I saw every day when I woke up. But one day, my dad got me up and said, "Hey, come hop in the car. We're going to go somewhere special. We're going to see a part of Illinois that's not like anything you've seen before." "Where are we going?" I asked. "The quarry," he said. "The what?" "You'll see." At first, when we got there, I didn't see anything. It was still flat grassland, just like everywhere else in Illinois. But then, as we got closer, I started to see something. There was a hole, a giant pit in the ground. "Don't get too close to the edge," my dad said. It was a big drop down to the bottom, about 500 feet down.
Wow.
My dad explained to me that a quarry is a place where people dig rock out of the ground in order to use it for construction. We drove down a long, steep road, down to the very bottom of the quarry, and took a look around. Standing there at the bottom of this pit, it was impressive. I could see the grass and the trees up at the top. That's the world I was used to. But down at the bottom of the quarry, it was like a different world. No grass, no cornfields. This world was made of solid rock. I went up to look at the walls of the quarry, to look closer at this solid rock. I was curious to see what the earth underneath my house looked like. As I looked at it, that's when I noticed what looked like holes in some of the rocks. But I could tell by looking at these weren't just holes. They had some kind of pattern to them. They reminded me of seashells. My dad said to me, "Those are shells." Or I should say, they were shells. They're fossils, the remains of animals that lived a long time ago. Find fossils here? I started looking all around. And as I looked all over the quarry, that's when I found this. This was no shell. This was something totally different. What do you think it was?
Where do you think that came from? So we know it wasn't a shell because Doug just told us that. But where do you think this came from? If you need time to think, then you can pause this video, but I'm going to move on in 3, 2, 1, 0. Let's see.
Maybe you thought, is that an arrowhead? An arrowhead is a piece of stone that's been sharpened to use for hunting. This did feel like stone, and it was sharp on the edges. But it didn't look like something a human being made. It looked like something natural, like some part of an animal. But what?
Hmm. All right, so we're saying it's not an arrowhead. So if you thought that, that was a great guess. That's not correct. Doug's saying that it looks like part of an animal. What part of an animal do you think this could be? Hmm. Yeah, let's see.
In ancient times, when people would find one of these, some people called it a tongue stone because they thought it looked a bit like a tongue. But
I
we
could see
know
that.
today that's not at all what it is. By comparing it to parts of animals living today, scientists noticed it looks an awful lot like these shark teeth. As you can see, shark teeth have these little ridges on the side, kind of like the blade of a saw. Well, look again at the fossil I found. It has these saw blade like ridges too. Look how similar they look. Somehow, here at the bottom of this quarry was a fossil shark tooth from a shark that lived a long, long time ago. After finding these in the quarry, I was really excited. I wondered, what other fossils could be found in this quarry? What do you think?
Hmm. All right, so Doug found fossils of seashells and a shark tooth. So what other fossils do you think that Doug could maybe find in this quarry? Hmm. If you need time to think, I want you to pause and then hit play when you're ready. But just so this video isn't too long, I'm going to move on. So again, anytime you feel like you need to pause and think, go for it.
I'm not the only one who's looked for fossils in the quarries of Illinois. In some of these same quarries, other people have found fossils like this. Can you tell what it is?
Ooh, what do you think this is? Oh, I think I have an idea. I'm going to continue. If you need more time, you know what to do.
It's a crab. And these, they're fossil starfish. And this, look, you can see it has fins right here, and right here is its tail fin. Fins? These are traits of a fish. I started to realize something strange about all these fossils in the quarries of Illinois. Shark teeth, shells, crabs, starfish. If you look at their traits, you can tell that they're all animals that live in the ocean.
Hmm. So, yeah, Doug's saying if you look at their traits, you can all tell that they're animals that live in the ocean. And when I go to our word wall, so today's lesson 3, I see in red that we have a word here. So I'm going to highlight the new vocabulary whenever we get new vocab in red, okay? So these 2 words were from lesson 2. This is from today's lesson, so I have it in red. So if you want to go back, this is on Google Classroom. Feel free to remind yourself what fossils and habitats are. But for today, I'm going to focus on traits right now. So a trait is a characteristic or a quality that makes a person or animal different from others. So it's anything that sets something apart, right? So when we talk about traits for people, like a lot of times we'll say, oh, that person has blonde hair, blue eyes, but this person might have red hair or brown eyes, something like that. So Doug's asking us to think about traits or characteristics about animals, and we're looking here. What do they have in common? What do these traits tell us? Okay, I'm going to continue. 3, 2, 1, go. If you need more time, hit pause.
But the ocean's not anywhere close to where these fossils were found. I found a shark tooth.
Yes, so they're all like, right, it reminds me of the ocean, right? We have the shark, seashells, we had starfish, now we have this fish.
In a quarry in the middle of the cornfields of Illinois. Remember, Illinois is about as far as you can get from the ocean.
Yeah,
It's
it's
nearly
not
a
near
1,000
there.
miles away. The animals that live in Illinois and the other central parts of the United States are animals like deer, raccoons, bison, and hawks. None of these are animals that have anything to do with the ocean. Look at them. They have long legs for walking or wings for flying, traits that help them live on land or in the air, not in the water. But sharks in Illinois? Just imagine them living in a grassland. Sharks have fins and flippers. It's not like you're going to see land sharks swimming among the cornfields.
Better hope not.
So this was very weird. Why would there be fossils of sharks and other ocean animals in the middle of the cornfields of Illinois? What clues could this give us about what Illinois has looked like over time?
All right, so yeah, I want you to think about the clues, like Doug said. If we found all these types, if we were in Illinois today, the animals in the background here are animals that we would see because the ocean isn't anywhere near there. We would not see sharks today. But when Doug was in the quarry, he saw fossils of shark teeth, of starfish, and other different fish. So what does that tell you about what Illinois used to be like? What it used to be like in Illinois? All right, I'm going to have you answer the question in your brain and hold on to that, okay? So keep track of it because tomorrow you're going to have the chance to hunt for fossils as well.
In today's activity, you'll be
Tomorrow.
going on a fossil dig. I wish.
Yeah, so again, you're going to have the chance to dig for fossils tomorrow. Remember, we are learning, we're working towards this target here that we can use fossils to find out what environments used to be like when those fossils were alive. All right? Okay, scientists, that's it for today. Can't wait for tomorrow when you get to do an experiment.